Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're out here. We're tired. We're tired this morning, but we're out here. Who do we got? Who's in the streets this morning? We've got who we got? Yeah, Sneeps is up in here. Happy birthday to Simone Fontecchio and Kelly Oubre. What's up, Common Man? National Lager Day. That's good to see you. Stubbs, good morning. Look at Patrick Coyne, member for 38 months, and in less than a week, we'll be seeing that guy in Vegas. There we go. Oh, that's right, the DeBalm. Hey, listen, we had a little bit of a heater last night in the football streets, which was cool. We will continue to ride the wave. Yeah, we got Sneeps up in here. Good to see you guys. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Just like a little business up front. I don't know what we're gonna do for Live Before Lock tonight because there's one basketball game. I forget that the schedule gets so wonky in the NBA this week because of the quarterfinals, the elimination round of the NBA Cup. So there's like one game tonight, then like the quarterfinals, and then there'll be a bunch of games, and then and we go to Vegas and like games on the off day. So it's kind of a weird schedule. So for Live Before Lock, I think we'll probably do it like earlier, like maybe because we're not going to be waiting on news. We're not going to be like getting a bunch of news. So maybe we do it at like 4 instead and do like a hard hour or something like that. We can just go over projections and questions. So that's for a little bit later today. No like VIP show today either, because again, one basketball game. What do you want me to do? One basketball game. But for the rest of the week, NBA Bit Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've got our third episode of Hoop Sense probably dropping Monday, a week from today. That's exciting. 89 Cavs will be back on Wednesday. And then my first 40 and over basketball game on Thursday, baby. Get ready. I'm sore already. I can already feel my hamstrings tightening up. I don't know if my body's like, hey, you don't have to do this, man. You don't have to do this. But anyways, cheers. Little coffee sip here. So here's what we're going to do today. This is going to be like an old school NBA bit where we're going to check the Top Shot Marketplace. No, we're not going to do that. But we are going to just kind of go game by game from the weekend. Now, Jump Shoot says, how about the Mets signing Juan Soto? Yeah, I love my favorite thing. Listen, I am a Red Sox fan, although I hate them right now. But anytime Yankees get an L, I get a W. That is how I feel. But my favorite thing that's happening right now, are Yankees fans being mad that Juan Soto wanted too much money and they're like calling him money hungry. I question, like, if you're willing to pay $760 million over like 15 years or 16 years, but you're not willing to pay $765 million, like at this point, like what's the number? Clearly the vibes with the Yanks are bad, and that makes me feel good. So I do love that. I want to show where you predict every play that occurs in tonight's game. Oh my God, no thank you. But let's like just start on Friday. We'll kind of work our way through. And I don't know, the chat can decide too where you want to go conversation wise this morning. We can just vibe and talk hoops. Let's start with the Celtics and the Bucks though, because this was Snoopaloop in the chat, right? I feel like this was a moral victory Bucks loss, but you got the moral victory. And I watched this game on Friday, and this was a fun one. It was funny, man. And I don't know how many other people watched this game. I thought Tatum was having a pretty bad game. when I was looking at it, I was like, man, it feels like the shot's not going down. I mean, he was 12 for 20 from the field and 4 for 10 from three, which wasn't terrible. He had 34, 10, and 5. So I don't know what I was watching. I don't know if I just saw a stretch where he missed a couple of shots in a row, but Tatum looks really good. No Porzingis in this game, which I thought was kind of surprising. But the Bucks defended a little bit better than what we are accustomed to. The one main concern I have for Milwaukee, like Giannis and Dame combined for 61 points. I thought they got like decent minutes from AJ Green off the bench. Gary Trent Jr. gave him 11 points. Middleton did his Middleton shit. I got up 10 shots in 23 minutes. I was stunned to see Chris Middleton play over 20 minutes in his first game. That is a pretty good sign for Milwaukee and his health, as long as he can, continue cooking. But for him to play 23 right out the bat, we talked about this at length on Live Before Lock with Worldwide Wob on Friday. About how I thought we should stay away from the Middleton unders just because of how much Middleton cooks the Celtics. Now, he didn't really cook them, but his first shot attempt was knocking down a three and getting fouled. It was a 4-point play. But the main takeaway for me from Milwaukee is that I know we get a lot of Bobby Portis fans up in here. I think the Bobby Lobby run might have run its course. I think they need to upgrade. That is kind of where they get hurt, specifically against the Celtics. Like, Bobby will still put up some numbers when he gets out there because he's an offensive machine, but it's a clear area where Milwaukee is lacking. And like, Brook Lopez played 38 minutes in this game, 5 points, 5 rebounds, was kind of a non-factor for Milwaukee. So I think moving forward, they I don't know what kind of cap flexibility they'll have or what assets they could even move off of right now, but I do think they need to think about upgrading that big spot. I know. Listen, I know we're all Bobby Lobby heads here. We love Bobby Portis, but the time might be coming to an end here. Like, if he's playing 20 plus minutes for you, you might be in trouble. But I do think if you're Milwaukee, I know this is now after ripping off, I think it was 7 straight W's. They've now lost back-to-back games had lost back-to-back games to Atlanta and Boston. But I thought this was like a pretty competitive loss. And then for the Celtics, man, they split their weekend. We'll talk about the Memphis with a pretty impressive game. But for the Celtics to get this win without Kristaps in this game, I thought was pretty impressive by the Beantown boys, by the Celtics. So again, 111-105 win. Let's start with that on Friday night. If we go back, the brutal news here. Sixers get 2 W's this weekend. Joel Embiid returned for the second one, but Orlando, Franz Wagner puts up 30 points, 5 and 5 in the loss to Philly, and then bang, torn oblique. So I don't know what's going on in the magical world of Disney, but what's happening with people's obliques? Obliques are getting obliterated. First Paolo, I think that was an oblique injury, right? And now Franz Wagner, and he's going to miss a ton of time. And that's just brutal, man. Paolo is getting close to coming back. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, he's here. But Orlando did such a good job of just kind of floating above water. All of their losses have come on the road, 7-9 at the road, 16-9. 16-9 total, but just a brutal injury for Franz. I'm not sure how many people saw that drop over the weekend, but tough stuff for Philly though. Paul George looked really good in this game. He had 21, 9 and 4. And then Maxey didn't really do too much, but they got 20 points from KJ Martin off the bench in this one. And then I guess we just let's pivot to yesterday's game for the Sixers too. They win this next one, 108-100. Embiid returned. Again, this is the second time this has happened this week where a coach reports, hey, we're going to limit the minutes, okay? We're going to limit the minutes. First game back. And then he goes out there and plays 33 minutes, had 31 points and 12 boards. Actually looked like a little bit better on the defensive end, too, considering the last time we saw him beat out there. And then again, as we've pointed out many times, when Embiid is in, Maxey is a much better basketball player, and he proved that last night, going 25 points, 14 dimes, and 11 boards, a triple-double. Paul George just 12 and 7 in this game. But Philly strings together 2 W's. Now, again, one was against Orlando, which is a good win. The other one against Chicago, and Chicago, whatever. But good stuff for Philly. We'll have to see how they use Embiid moving forward, if he's going to be a game on, a game off, or they're just going to try to keep him around 30 minutes. But when we look at the Eastern Conference standings, just to see, again, Philly has a total of 7 or 8 wins now. So it's 7 wins. So it's not like they're on fire, but they're not going to have to do too much to get right back into it. And again, this was a good sign. I did think what was interesting though is Yabusele has kept himself into the starting lineup. McCain played 28 minutes off the bench, and they've got like their rotation. Andre Drummond pretty much done now. Oubre stayed in the starting lineup. And then you've got like McCain, KJ Martin, and Caleb Martin making up most of the minutes there. So I think there's, good sign for Philly moving forward. But again, let's see Embiid play multiple games. Snoop Loop letting us know if it's Goga time with Orlando. Do we go get the Goga Top Shot debut? Something to think about. If you're grinding the marketplace. Let's go back to Friday night because we had Trae Young just do some crazy shit here. 134-132 win for Atlanta in overtime. This was a pretty fun game. My biggest L of the weekend was I was like adamant LeBron wasn't going to play on this game on Friday night. So when I was in the underdog streets, I was hammering. I was not drafting LeBron. And then I was drafting a lot of D'Angelo Russell. And what was so tilting is that I was right on the wrong day, because on Sunday last night, that is what happened. And D'Angelo Russell went absolutely nuts. But in this game, LeBron kind of breaks out of that slump, right? Going 6 for 11 from 3 after having just like the worst 3-point run of his career. And then he puts up a 39-point triple-double, 39, 11, and 10. And then AD went nuts too, 38, 10, and 8. But the issue for the Lakers continues to be they cannot defend fucking anyone. With the game on the line, up to only a few seconds left, they left a wide open 3. I mean, it just couldn't have been a more open game-winning shot to wrap it up. Just like out of control, poor defense here. And then look at Trae Young's number. I think this is the second time this year he's put up 20-plus assists here. Didn't even have a great shooting night, 9 for 25, 5 for 13 from 3. Finished with the game with 31 points, 20 dimes. Jalen Johnson played this game, but did get hurt. He fouled. No, he didn't foul out. He got hurt and then missed the second game that they played this weekend. He had 12, 10, and 7. DeAndre Hunter, look at this bench, man. The bench combined for 61 points. You get 26 from Hunter, 20 from Bogey, and then 15 from Onyeka Okongwu, and then even Krejci out there with 4 points of his own. But Atlanta, man, right? Wins against Milwaukee recently, and then go and beat the Lakers too. Which again, the Lakers now 13 and 11 after this weekend, but. Good win for Atlanta. Let's poke around for some more Friday night action. Pacers beat the Bulls. We're not going to talk about that one too much. Kings beat the hell out of the Spurs, 140-113. But let's go to, and I'm going to highlight this game here, but the last game we're going to talk about is Minnesota Golden State. But just keep this score in mind. Utah won 141-99 on Friday night. But Ant-Man, really impressive game for Minnesota as they beat Golden State. In this game, Randall, we haven't done a drop yet. Let's get a little regular season Randall. Let's get a little bit of that drop happening. Regular season Randall. Beautiful stuff. Julius, 16 and 9. Rudy had a double-double, 17 and 11, but it was Anthony Edwards again, 4 for 10 from 3, 11 for 18 from the field. He had 30 and 9. Good win for Minnesota, who they had a little baseball series with the Golden State Warriors this weekend and split the series 1-1. We'll actually just talk about the second game right after this one. Steph was back. He looked fine, 23 and 4. But the Minnesota defense, I mean, holding Golden State to 90 points was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive from there. Draymond coming off the bench, which I don't know how, I don't know if this is going to be their move moving forward. Are they going to keep doing this? They left Kuminga in the starting lineup. I joke that they're going to do this just because, just until the trade deadline when they try to move Kuminga. But Kuminga's looked okay recently. But Draymond off the bench, 10, 9, and 6. But again, good win for Minnesota. And then let's go to last night's game because I thought last night was pretty spicy here. Golden State comes back, wins the second game of the home and home, 114-106. Draymond, and you might have seen it on the thumbnail, Draymond hit him with the night celebration. And I will say it was a very impressive dunk. Draymond had, I think, Rudy on him at the top and just blew by him and slammed it down. Draymond actually back into the starting lineup here. They kind of went small. Look at this. Draymond, Kuminga, Curry, Buddy, and Gary Payton. And look at these numbers, man. After being held to 90 points and pretty poor shooting, they come back in this game yesterday. Steph goes 5 for 11 from 3. Buddy, who has been ice cold recently, he goes 7 for 13 from 3. 57 points for the backcourt of the Golden State Warriors. I think Buddy's considered a guard in this situation, right? And then again, Draymond 6 and 7, but the 2 of his 6 were the slam a jam a ding dong. Ant-Man still 27 in this game, 5 for 9 from 3. They're now 1 game over 500 for Minnesota, but they're like, again, similar to Milwaukee, right? I think Minnesota's playing better basketball now. Playing much better basketball. I saw some discourse in the Discord about like Anthony Edwards' leadership, and it is kind of wild. Like when you saw those clips going around like 2 weeks ago, when he was just like adamantly calling out his teammates, by name too, of just like having different agendas and not being on the same page and not defending. Really good clip from this weekend of I think after Friday's win, Ant-Man. Basically, like, you should be talking to Julius Randle. Julius Randle's been defending his ass off, and he's able to do it in a way. It's just like good leadership. He's able to do it in a way where he was like making fun of Julius Randle, but also empowering him at the same time. Where he's like, I've never seen some of these guys defend in their lives, and they're defending. It was pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, throwdown moment for Draymond. So again, even though they split the weekend 1-1, I mean, to play Golden State twice on the road, Golden State's still a good team, even though they're a little hobbled right now. You got to feel pretty good about that if you're Minnesota. Let's go to Saturday here. Catch up on some of the action on the 7th of December. Cleveland just continues to beat the hell out of everybody in front of them. Now, granted, it was against the Charlotte Hornets. It was an early day game. They win 116-102. Evan Mobley. All right. I know Top Shot Tesla. Close your ears. There he is, right on cue. Tesla said if Dre's good coming off the bench now and then should give some additional flexibility to occur in certain matchups. Yeah, I think it's good moving forward. Like, if they're going to keep all these guys and play 40 of them at a time, like, that's good for them. I still think they're just using it to trade Kuminga at some point. But anyways, in this game, shout out our guy Stubbs, newly minted 50-year-old man. Evan Mobley comes out in the first quarter. The first quarter of this game against the Charlotte Hornets, 5 for 5 from 3. Finished the game with 41 points. 10 boards, had 2 dimes, 3 blocks, and a steal. He ended the game 6 for 8 from 3. I mean, I guess like the best bet of the night or of the day would have been for Mobley and Allen both to get double doubles against Charlotte. Garland and Mitchell both dropped in 18 of their own. One thing I've been noticing about Cleveland, though, their bench is thinning out a little bit. They're not getting a ton from them, but I guess they didn't really need it in this game, so it's not like a real point for concern. It's just like Karis LeVert is their only guy that can get some stuff done for him. But on the Charlotte side of things, Brandon Miller continues to cook. He finished with 25 and 4. You had Josh Green with 16. Daquan Jeffries had 17. No Nick Richards in this game. Mark Williams, guys. Mark Williams slowly getting ramped up. Just played 11 minutes, 12 and 5 in those 11 minutes. Come on, Mark. I need you. Stay healthy. But Cleveland, man, they just keep winning games. 21 and 3 now, just cruising as they beat Charlotte. But the performance of the weekend, I can't believe we've gone this long without doing it. And we'll do these games back to back. So no Jokic, no Jamal Murray this weekend. Jamal Murray missed both of those games. I wonder if part of it was with Denver was like, hey, we're playing Washington and then Atlanta, maybe we can get away with it. Let's let Russ cook. Jokic has been insane, man. Jokic, we talked about De'Aaron Fox going nuts a couple weeks ago, right? In like a 24-hour stretch. Well, Jokic said, hold my beer, because he did the exact same thing. Look at this, man. 22 for 38, 3 for 5 from 3. Finished the game with 56 points, 16 boards, 8 dimes. However, it came in a loss. The Wizards finally get a W. They moved to 3-18. But outside of Jokic, I mean, look at this. Strother, our fan favorite here, he had 18 points off the bench. You had Russ, who had to start. He played 32 minutes. He had 7, 12, and 10. Michael Porter Jr. game 11 and 6, not much. Christian Brown 14. Granted, Denver was out without Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray. You're still probably going to find a win here. For the Wizards, it was big time. Jonas Valanciunas dropped a double-double, 20 and 12. He had 5 blocks. Justin Champagne, he had 23 and 8. And Jordan Poole, it was a Poole-ass party. 39 points, 8 dimes, 5 boards. They get the win, but really nobody was like paying attention to Washington. They were like, "Holy shit! Did you see what Jokic did?" And then Jokic turns around against the Hawks, played 35 minutes in this 141-111 game. He drops 48, 14, and 8. Just insane stuff. Michael Porter Jr. had 26 and 7 in this game. Much better performance from MPJ in game 2. And speaking of MPJ, let's get a little drive.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things in buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Just really good stuff from the Porters. So anyways, they split that weekend. But, man, Jokic is just nuts right now. Absolutely nuts. If you go to StatMuse, let's pull up his last 10 games here. Jokic is averaging 33.5 points per game, 13.6 boards, and 9.7 assists in the last 10 games, basically averaging a 30-point triple-double in his last 10, which we've only seen really be done by our guy Luka Magic here on the season through 19 games, right? Is it this hasn't been updated because that's through 22 games. Why is it not updated? Hold on, let me check this again. Come on, Basketball Reference. Anyways, he's averaging like basically a 30-point triple-double. Just incredible stuff. But I mean, the issue Denver's running into here, 12 and 10. It's not like they're world beaters right now. I don't think anybody's scared of Denver. We'll save it for when we look at the Western Conference. We kind of touched on it last week, but I just don't know how scared anybody is of anybody, outside of OKC, and remains to be seen. Will OKC stay healthy? Let's go back to the Saturday stuff. The Thunder beat the Pelicans. Speaking of which, 119-109. More wing injuries here as excuse me. Brandon Ingram now out indefinitely with, I think it was like a lower ankle sprain or something like that. So again, if you're just to talk underdog best ball here for a second on the NBA side of things, I mean, you've got Paolo going down, Franz went down, Scotty Barnes missed a bunch of time, Kevin Durant has missed a bunch of time. Pascal Siakam's just been bad. Jalen Johnson has missed a few games. Now Brandon Ingram has missed a ton of time. Kuzma's missed time. Jimmy Butler's been in and out of the lineup. So if you were playing the underdog best ball, you know who the most consistent guy has been? LeBron James, the 40-year-old, soon to be 40-year-old. But the game I wanted to get into was the Pistons and the Knicks in this one. Cade Cunningham, man, really having a fun season so far. Pistons now get to their 10th win. Saw a funny stat over the weekend, they didn't get their 10th win until March or something last year. But Cade, a big time 29, 15, and 10 triple double in 35 minutes. You got all 5 starters for Detroit in double figures. And then the Knicks, man, continue not to defend. And you thought maybe they'd play some better defense here with no Karl Anthony Towns, but instead what happened is they just offensively sputtered a little bit. Brunson gave him 31 and 10 in this game. Hart 17 and 6. Mikal had a 3 for 9 from 3 shooting performance, 20 and 3, and then OG 17 and 4. But they're just not defending. They're not defending. And I don't want to. I'm not. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me get the Detroit basketball. I'm sorry. We get Cade Cunningham. Let's
Detroit basketball. Detroit
There we go. Beautiful stuff. What is Cade? Let's see Cade Cunningham last 10 games. Let's see what his last 10 are. In his last 10, he's averaging 25, 10, and 7 in his last 10. Cade, we were talking about first-time All-Stars last week. I mean, Cade is he's getting closer. And I don't think Detroit is close to being a super competitive team, like a playoff run type team. But I do think they're you can't not show up, You can't sit Karl Anthony Towns, which Cat probably needed the rest. His knee's been bothering him a little bit, but good win for Detroit, taking down the Bing Bong Boys. Anything else here? Luka again, speaking of 30-point triple doubles, this game got out of control pretty early. They were up by 16 at halftime. Finished the game 125-118. But Luka, I think we'd be talking about Luka's stats a little bit more if freaking Jokic didn't go nuts, but he went 30, 13, and 11. Kyrie gave him 29 and 6. Clay finally had an efficient game, 20 and 5 for him. Dallas now moves to 16 and 8. And there were concerns in the first couple of weeks with Dallas, right? Why are they off to this slow start? And now you turn around and look, and I believe they have one of the longer winning streaks in the league right now. We'll look at that in a second. And then Toronto, I mean, listen, Toronto, you're just happy with Scotty's looked good. Grady Dick had 27 in this game. Jakob finally came back after missing a game for being sick. He had 20 and 7. But Scotty's been playing good basketball. 19 points, 14 dimes, 8 boards, 3 steals, and a block. That's good. Good to see it from Scotty. Hopefully, this team just stays healthy. Honestly, Toronto and Detroit, Spider-Man meme, right? Just kind of like, hey, we want to make sure our young core this is the young core we want moving forward. Play some competitive basketball games and lose them to get some more assets. I think that's the way they want to be approaching this season. They probably won't say it, but I think that's how they're doing it. The Celtics, and this is Saturday or Sunday? Oh, this is Saturday. The Celtics-Grizzlies game was Saturday. Wow. Dude, John Morant, awesome. Oh, we're going to doggo sighting. Coming in hot. What's up, buddy? Yeah, Bruce back soon to be traded would be my guess. Also, this you can tell how the season's going where he's like, hey, we've actually only been blown out 3 times. This is an awesome game. Memphis wins it 127-121. Celtics had their starting 5 too. It's not like they were resting anybody. Poor shooting night for Tatum. Tatum did finish with 17, 13, and 9. This kind of felt like a playoff performance from Tatum where the shot wasn't falling, so he did everything else. Drew Holiday took 17 3-pointers, 4 for 17 from 3. He had 23 points. Jaylen Brown had 22. But the story was Ja Morant. 32, 9, and 9. Had the highlight of the weekend with that reverse jam. He was great. Jaren Jackson Jr. put up 27 and 9. Desmond Bane had 14. And Memphis, man, just like, again, now it's too early to victory lap here. But this was our OKC team of this season, right? A team that was about to make a big leap. And they, again, have just benefited from last season, losing out all their guys to like so many losing out guys not being able to like play because of injuries. And now you see like Jake LaRavia, who was getting a ton of run at the end of last season because of injuries. He's playing 24 minutes for them off the bench. Santi Aldama, like low key, I don't think we can do this yet. I don't think we're here. But do you want like maybe a fun bet? Santi Aldama, 6th man of the year. He's been putting up crazy numbers for them off the bench. It's been actually let's stat muse that too. Let's Santi Aldama. Let's see what his last 10 games were. He's averaging 14, 8, and 3 off the bench. 14, 8, and 3. Let's give Santi some love. Grizz are now 16 and 8. Celtics dropped their 5th game of the year, 19 and 5, 10 and 3 at home. And I don't think like nobody's panicking or anything. Celtics on a back-to-back. But they were healthy. They just didn't have it. Good win for Memphis, though, to go on the road. The return of Marcus Smart. Really good story by Jay King from the Athletic. If you want to, have your heartstrings tugged a little bit. That was a really good piece. Read that yesterday. Go check that out. But anyways, that was Memphis and the Beantown Boys. Good win for them. And then last but not least, Heat Culture, baby. Hashtag Heat Culture. Suns kind of flailing now with no Kevin Durant. 12 and 10. Heat get a good win. 121-111. Booker 21 and 7. Royce O'Neal had 23. Beal had 15 and 5. Got 16 from Grayson Allen off the bench. But look at these numbers here. All 5 starting players for the Miami Heat with 14 points or higher. Duncan Robinson at 19. I think, if I remember correctly, Duncan cooked in the first. Jimmy had 24, 7 and 4. Bam, 25, 12 and 8. 17 and 8. 17, 8 and 7 from Tyler Hero, who also had a great game yesterday as well. Good win for Miami. Phoenix. Again, they just need to get healthy. If Kevin Durant's not going to be out there, Phoenix has no ceiling. And if he's out there, I mean, a real ceiling. We already talked about the Sixers and the Bulls. Bucks got to win over the Nets. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Giannis with 34 and 11. That was fun. Hornets beat the Pacers in this one. Briefly, we'll talk about this just because the Pacers, man, 10 and 15. Are they the most disappointing team this season? Like, I think we all were like, hey, they're probably not going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals again, but I don't think we saw this type of regression, right? They just seem to not be able to figure it out. I mean, Charlotte look at this starting 5 from Charlotte. Brandon Miller, the lesser Martin brother, Nick Richards, Josh Green, Vasily Micic, Mark Williams didn't play in this one on the back-to-back. And, Miller, 26, 6 and 5. But, like, what is going on here? Look at these numbers. Halliburton in 37 minutes, 9 points, 8 dimes. Siakam, 34 minutes, 9 points, 11 boards. Never forget. Nembhard, 10. Turner, 10. Like, what the fuck is going on with this team? TJ McConnell, 30 and 6. Like, they just did not come to play basketball. And that's right, Manigato. Buzz City bitch. Well, like a book says, Suns after Sun Devil season. Yeah, there you go. Turn March Madness. Get ready for March Madness. I still think Phoenix, like, if they can get it together, I do like the Suns. I just can't keep KD on the court. It's brutal. Someone tried to tell me that Hallie could be picked over Hero for All-Star. I mean, listen, Hero's making, was that me? I don't know. I just think for voting purposes, people are going to vote for Halliburton before Hero. But we'll talk about the Heat's second game right now. I'll give you a little drop, Stan. I'll give you a little Tyler Hero. Look at the Heat, man. Taking it to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 122-113. Cavs didn't rest anybody either. They held did Mobley get hurt in this game, by the way? He must have. I missed it. I wasn't locked into this game. If Mobley, that's we gotta monitor that. Let me actually check this in real time because he only played, what was it, 12 minutes? Let me go check the Underdog NBA account here, and let's see what I missed. Let's see what I missed here. We see Wiggins hopeful to play. All right, Derrick Jones Jr. got hurt last night. Man, there was so much injury stuff that I'm going to have to scroll forever. Austin Reeves, by the way, I feel like hasn't played in 2 weeks. Keldon Johnson got hurt yesterday. Who else? Where's Evan Mobley? I'm sure somebody probably put it in the chat now, but I'm too locked in trying to search for it here. Man, the injury news yesterday was wonky. So many people got like, oh yeah, won't return. What was the injury? Man. All right. I got to keep an eye on that. Did the chat tell me? Did I miss it? Oh, thanks, Black. Thanks for tuning in, man. Is this your first time here? Thanks for hanging. All right, well, let's see. Let's look at some Cleveland stuff. Look at Tyler Hero's numbers. 10 for 19 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3, didn't miss a free throw, 34 points, 7 dimes and 6 boards. Bam with another big rebounding night, 16 and 13. Jimmy gave him 18. Duncan, maybe this is the game I was confusing where he cooked in the first. He went for 23. But this is like, listen, we've been putting a lot of emphasis on Bam this year, how he's kind of not really taking a leap. But you know what I would say? If Hero and Jimmy are out there playing the most amount of minutes, you know, like actually playing games consecutively, I'm talking to you, Jimmy Butler, and Bam is just your third guy who gives you 15 and 12 while rim protecting, although his defense has slipped a little bit this season. If that is what's happening, I don't think anybody's mad about what Bam's doing. I think the problem the Heat have run into is when Jimmy sits or Hero's doesn't have it that night, and we're like, Bam, we need you to give us 25 and 12. Like he's not doing that consistently. So the Heat now, look at the Heat, man. 12 and 10, 7 and 4 at home. Couple good wins this weekend. Getting the Cavs to drop a game. Good stuff. And you know what? Maybe we should be talking a little bit more about Tyler Hero making an all-star game. What's up, Fernando? Thanks for watching, man. What is Tyler Hero's? How about Tyler Hero's last 10 games, huh? Let's figure out who the guards are that's going to the East. Last 10, he's averaging 24. I rounded up 24 points, 6 boards, 5 dimes in his last 10 games. Let's get Tyler Hero to the all-star game. Let's do it. What are the guards going? Is Jaylen Brown considered a guard? Yeah, probably. LaMelo's not there. Honestly, Trae Young probably should be in there with the numbers he's putting up right now, even though like his shooting percentages are down. The way he's just, I mean, the fact that Atlanta's good, like that, he's going to get in there. Dame will probably get in there. But that's it, right? Well, Donovan Mitchell, obviously. Let's get Hero in there. Dame, Brunson, JB, Trae, Cade. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. I could see him getting it over Cade. Just, yeah, I don't know. I hope he gets in. That's fun. Honestly, he should get in over Dame too, I think. But that probably won't happen. All right, let's go back to some of the other Sunday action here. We covered Cavs Heat. Magic got a win over the Suns. Look at Goga Bitadze, 150 and 110 for Orlando. They're without Franz Wagner. They're without Paolo Banchero. And the big boy, Goga, 21 and 16 with 4 dimes. They also had Suggs it up with 26 and 4. He went 4 for 10 from 3. I am nervous about the Magic moving forward. But listen, dude, the one thing that's not going to change by losing Franz and by losing Paolo is they are going to defend the fuck out of the ball, right? So Orlando's going to keep making it hard for teams. This makes me very concerned about Phoenix. I forgot they dropped this game. On the SORARE side of things, I went up and picked up Anthony Black over the weekend. I was surprised to see it was Cole Anthony who got the biggest minute boost. So clearly they know they're losing out on the offensive end without Franz. And Cole was kind of getting, his minutes were getting toasted, right? He was not playing a lot. But I think because, like, sure, he doesn't defend, but he's going to get some shots up. You can see he got 14 shots up in 30 minutes. He had 14 points. They're going to need some stuff from him. But good, like, Orlando continues to be undefeated at home. 10-0 at home. Good win for Orlando. Phoenix in shambles right now. The Grizzlies. So look at what dude, Washington was like, hey, throw the parade. Throw the parade. We beat the Denver Nuggets. They go out and play Memphis next. They're like, listen, we got our W. We're done here. They lose 140 to 112, and you're like, wow, I bet Ja and Bane went off. No, they did not play. Here's the starting five. Marcus, my boy, is wicked smart. Scottie Pippen, but not the one that's in a Bitcoin. Junior. Jalen Wells. Triple J only played 17 minutes in this game. He had 21 and 4 in 17 minutes, and with 4 blocks. And Taylor Jenkins was like, we're good, bro. We're good. Santi Aldama, 19, 7, and 5 off the bench. Jay Huff it up, 17. Oh, guys, can we do this for a second? Who's winning 6th man of the year? Because did we just stumble upon this? Is Santi Aldama winning 6th man of the year? All the candidates, right? That like no longer are eligible. Norman Powell's a starter now. Who is the other guy that moved into the starting lineup that we were excited about? There was somebody else we were excited about. Oh, Malik Monk. He's in the starting lineup now. Peyton Pritchard. Of course, Peyton Pritchard. We're going to talk about him because what's Peyton Pritchard? Let's look at what's Peyton Pritchard. So we said Santi Aldama is like 14 and 8. What's Peyton Pritchard right now? Last 10 games, PP 16, 4 and 3. All right, so maybe between Pritchard and Santi Aldama. Am I missing anybody else? Tari Eason maybe, or Amin Thompson? But maybe they split the vote, not to get political, but maybe they split the vote so they can't, like, get it for themselves. Who else am I missing here? Buddy for a while, but I don't think he's been consistent enough. I think we stumbled upon a take, unless other people have been saying this and I just haven't been listening to the right podcasts. I'm sure our guy, I almost said Keith Richards. It's not Keith Richards. Keith Parrish from Fast Break Breakfast. Not the Rolling. Imagine the Rolling Stones, Keith Richards, just vibing out with a Memphis Grizzlies specific podcast. I don't know. The guy's got range. I like this take, though. Santi Aldama, 6th man of the year. I'm patting myself on the back for my own take. For Jonas Valanciunas now, Alex Sarr missed the last 2 games, and the Washington Wizards are like, hey, we saw what Golden State's doing with Jonathan Kuminga. We are now about to do that with Jonas Valanciunas. We are going to trade him. He had another great game, 20 and 14. Nothing else. Bilal Coulibaly, 17 and 5. Poole, after going nuts, did nothing. Marvin Bagley, 20 and 7 off the bench in 25 minutes. So the Bagley slappies get there. Let's see. Anything else from last night? Spurs got a win over the Pellies. We already talked about Minnesota. Let's check. Wemby's back. So Wemby missed a handful of games. He's back. All right. Stan says the favorites right now are Peyton Pritchard, Amin Thompson, DeAndre Hunter. Shout out Tass Mellis and Buddy Hield. I'm putting Santi Aldama in there. Let's put Santi Aldama on the map. Let's get him in the conversation. Amin Thompson's a good one, though, man. He's a freaking baller. We'll talk about him in a little bit. So the Pels, right, this is their new starting 5 here. You get ready to learn Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, right? They both played 38 minutes. Yves Missy, by the way, I know I did a couple of streams about this in the offseason when we were doing Underdog Best Ball. And I think I did it with Ko Weisenberg, DFS from FTN. I say Yves Missy was like an interesting 16th round pick, like a late dart throw. I knew they were really excited about him. He wasn't really going to get run, I didn't think, until the end of the season. But then the combination of injuries and the Pelicans just sucking, they needed him. And he's been playing well enough to keep those minutes, right? So he played 38 minutes in this game. No, I'm sorry, 32 minutes in this game. And like he's kind of like Derek Lively light. I'm not saying he's as good as Lively, but that same sort of springy defender that's just going to put up 18 and 14 in this game, right? CJ gave him 19. DeJounte with 18, 11, and 6. Trey shot the hell out of the ball in this one. 25 points on 16 shot attempts. Pretty impressive. And then Brandon Boston Jr. gets 17 off the bench. But it came in a loss to the Spurs, who are now back at 500. Wembanyama returns 3 for 7 from 3. He had 25 and 10. CP3 had 6, 10, and 7. Stephon Castle, man, making a little surge here. Making a little rookie surge here. In 34 minutes, he had 22 points, 5 boards, and 4 dimes. And that's not even why they drafted him. They drafted him because he's a hell of a defender. Vassell off the bench played 28 minutes, didn't really knock down some shots. Keldon Johnson looks like he got hurt yesterday, so we'll have to monitor that. And Beware the Sohan played well. Good win for them. And then what was the last game? I think I said Clippers. I'm not going to talk about the Kings beat the Jazz 141-97. I mentioned that because the Jazz put up 141 against the Blazers and then turned around and got their dicks kicked in. Kevin Huerter, welcome back, 26 points. But Lakers and Blazers. Shout out Harrison Fagan. He had a funny tweet. Somebody who is a Suns fan tweeted out, like, what do the Suns do to fix them? And it was like, to fix themselves. And he was like D'Lo for Devin Booker, who says no. And that's because D'Lo last night with no LeBron James did not start still, came off the bench. And what did he do in 34 minutes? 28 points, 14 dimes, 5 boards and a steal. AD, another 30-point double-double, 30 and 11, 5 blocks. Rui Hachimura, 23 and 5. They get the win 107-98. Not really a convincing win against the Portland Trail Blazers. Dominating after getting benched by Chauncey Billups for not trying, basically, is what Chauncey said. He had 14 points and 19 big-ass rebounds. Good for the Lakers. Let's go over. Let's do a little mental health check just so I can take a sip of water here. Let's do it. We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you. Common Man was saying, what would it cost to trade for Herb Jones? And he said, Hardy Party, Maxi Kleber, salary, and a pick. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really know what the move would be. I think Herb Jones probably has a lot more value than that, I would think. I think the Pelicans really like Herb Jones. I think it's on a decent contract, right? And so I think they would be happy to hold on to him. I think you're more likely to see guys like CJ Ingram, honestly, even Zion move than you are to see somebody like Herb. And Trey Murphy just got re-signed too, right? So, or extended. I could see if somebody like we were talking about it on Live Before Lock with our guy, Rob Perez on Friday, and he was talking about Cam Johnson being like the most notable guy, right? Where he knocks down a bunch of threes and can defend. Herb Jones and Trey Murphy both in that scenario. So I think if a team is really going to wow the Pelicans with some assets, I think they'd probably be more interested in picks and future assets. Maybe. But my guess is both of those guys still remain there. Let's do the Western Conference here quickly. Oh, wait, I didn't talk about the Clippers. I wanted to talk about that Clippers game. Clippers, where is it? Oh, yeah, Houston won 117-106. The only reason I wanted to talk about it was, again, Amen Thompson thrusting in the starting lineup with no Freddie VanVleet last night. 22-8, man. He's good. Amen Thompson is good. Jalen Green had 31 points. Şengün with the dub-dub, 11-10. Jabari Smith with the dub-dub, 13-12. Aaron Holiday, still no Tyree Eason as he recovers from injury. Harden got ruled out late, so Ivica Zubac was like, I'll do some stuff. He had 21-12. Kevin Porter Jr., yeah, we'll do the Porter Jr. drop again. Let's do the Porter Jr. drop again. Where is it?
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
We got to update it. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. got the start, 19-6. And then Bones gave him 22-4 off the bench. Houston moves to 16-8. Rockets fall to 4. Houston moves to 16-8. Clippers fall to 14-11. All right, now let's go back. Let's look at the Western standings here for a second. As we see, Oklahoma City 18-5. They got some space here, some space and some pace. You think Dallas is bringing dough home? Okay. Oh, wait, is this Juan Stockton? Black, did you change your name? Was this Juan Stockton originally? Memphis 17-8. Memphis, a 2 seed right now. 17-8. They've been awesome, man. 9-1 in their last 10. You know who else has been 9-1 in their last 10 and has won 7 in a row? The Dallas Mavericks. They are red hot, 16-8. But look at this. OKC 7-3, Grizzlies 9-1, Rockets slipped up a little bit, 6-4. Then you've got the Mavs 9-1. Warriors finally got a W, 4-6 in their last 10. Clippers 6-4. That top half, man, they are separating themselves a little bit. I know Denver, the Lakers are right there. I imagine Timberwolves here, 5-5 in their last 10, but seem to have figured some stuff out here and are surging up a little bit. But it'll be really interesting to see, like, Kings have won 2 in a row, still one game under 500. Spurs are 500. Like, this area is going to be fascinating moving forward in the West. Like, I think OKC, Memphis, Houston, Dallas, to me, those 4 are going to be in the top 6 regardless. Like, unless like crazy injury stuff happens. But that seems to be a top tier clear 4. Like, because the way Houston defends, honestly, it's like a more talented Orlando, right? In this offensively, that is, in the sense that they just like defend at a level that is so frustrating to play basketball against. And so I think they're going to continue to like compete and hang in there. I like this as a top 4. And then you look at the teams behind them. I don't think anybody's scared of anybody, right? Like Golden State, sure, they're going to have some really high moments, but I also think they're going to have some really low moments. The Clippers, who I think it's wild that they are 14-11, right? I'll take the L on that. Shout out to Consigliere. I thought they were going to be terrible. And they've been doing this without Kawhi, and it sounds like Kawhi is close to returning, but I still don't trust them. You got Denver, who, like, yes, they have the best player on the planet right now, but their bench is just dog doo. You have the Lakers, who, again, closer to my age than to a young person's age. The Timberwolves, again, I feel like the Timberwolves are the team that I trust the most to jump into the top 6 out of the teams we're talking about. And Phoenix, too. I think Phoenix, like, with Kevin Durant, was what, like 5 games over 500? But without them, they're below 500. And then the Spurs are feisty. Maybe they get into the play-in if you think like the Lakers fall apart or whatever, but or Phoenix for that matter. But yeah, wild stuff. East, not too much to talk about here. Wait, Stan says Denver's trading for Bruce Brown, calling it. Yeah, Bruce Brown is going. Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson, those are going to be guys people are very excited to trade about. The East here, Celtics and Cavs both dropped the game this weekend, so Celtics stay 1 game behind the Cavs. The Magic here still, in the 3 seed. They've played 3 more games than the Knicks, which is kind of nuts. And then the Heat and the Bucks, top 6 now. Shout out the Heat, 3 in a row. 2 good wins this weekend, 6-4 in their last 10. Bucks 8-2 in their last 10. They dropped 2 games, but then won another one. And then the Hawks, man. Hawks are a game over 500 right now. The Nets still somehow in the play-in. The Pacers are 10-15, man, just ass. And then Detroit, Sixers will be climbing up, though. Sixers are going to figure it out a little bit. And then the Hornets, the Raptors, and the Wizards. So there you go. There you go, baby. That's our run around the league. You look at the schedule for this week, man, kind of nuts. Kind of nuts here, right? So tonight, we got 1 game, New York against Toronto. New York 6.5-point faves. Then Tuesday, we only have 2 games, and it's both of the elimination games, right? So Orlando at Milwaukee, and then Dallas at OKC. So the 1 Eastern game, 1 Western game. Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hanging, dude. You had the same like avatar PFP as another guy, Juan Stockton. And then also on Wednesday, we get the other 2 games, Atlanta and New York. And I can't stress enough, guys, winners of these games going to Las Vegas to meet me, Mike Zakarian. But we're going to be out there. If anybody's out in Vegas, come hang out. We'll be out there Saturday. I'm flying in Saturday morning. I'm going to go check into the hotel, probably take a quick shower, and then head on over to the arena for the first matchup on Saturday. We're seeing both semifinal games Saturday. Then we're hanging out. And then on Tuesday, we'll be there for the finals. So if you're in town, come hang out. Yeah, where's the carrying kiosk? We do need one. We need a kiosk. I'm sure I'll be there with my Top Shot bros. And then Thursday, we start getting the weird games, right? Detroit, Boston, Toronto, Miami, Sac, and New Orleans. Friday, a bunch of people play. And then, okay, they finally listed the times. All right, so wait, 4:30 Eastern on Saturday? That means the game starts at 1:30? Fuck. Why is it so early? I thought we were going to get like a 6 and 9 situation. Nice. I thought that's what we were getting. Well, good thing my flight's freaking early. I think I get in at like 10:30. Damn. Anyway, so that's the schedule for the rest of the week. Reminder too, like if you're for fantasy content, we'll still do like a live before lock show tonight on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, which if you haven't subscribed to that, go do it. There's a link in the show notes. I think we're going to do it at 4 p.m. I think I'm going to make the executive decision right now. We'll do it at 4 p.m. A little less intense because we won't be getting all the injury news. But let's do a little fantasy recap here. Can we victory lap our guy Josh Allen? Shout out Underdog. Shout out The Bomb. Second place finish yesterday, baby. Second place finish right there. Little 4K. Josh Allen goes for 51 points. So we had a Josh Allen, Khalil, Shakira. That was our stack to start I think our first 2 picks were Puka. We took Puka and Josh Allen, then picked up our guy George Kittle. And then went Sharbs, Najee, and Khalil Shakir right there. 4K, baby. Second place finish for that. The heater continues after an incredible NBA week last week. The heater continues. That was a fun one. So love to see that. And then tonight, no hoops to mess around with tonight, which kind of stinks. Let's also go over to SORARE here for a second because I think I've got some boxes to open. Yeah, we do. We got some boxes to open. So let's do that. And then we'll build an underdog pick 'em. And then we'll wrap up here. So let's go see what did we win. All right. So we won something in the daily. So we already have 2 reward boxes. Let's see. Oh, we won some cold hard cash, baby. Let's see how much. Oh, $20 in ETH. Let's go. And then what was this? Was this a limited box? 5-star box. Okay. And then I think this was a rare. I'll show you my 1-star box over for the rare. Look at these lineups from this week. I really screwed the pooch here. Look at this team right here. Rare classic champion. Look at this. 54 from Trey Murphy. 54 from Trey Murphy. 55 from Jonas. 72 from Triple J. 68 from Giannis. We finished with 251 points. We got fucking nothing from Kuzma. Nothing from the Kuz. That was a mistake on my end. Should have made another play. But this was the lineup. This was the big boy. Nikola Jokic dropping to 88. 75 from Trae Young. 49 from Trey Murphy. Vasily Micic with 35. And then Brandon Melak with 39. Let's open these boxes, though. Let's start with the rare. Let's start with the rare essence. Let's get some essence. All right, here we go. First box. Let's see, what did we get? Ooh, 1 rare essence capsule. There we go. Box number 2. All right, what are we up to? Ooh, 2 essence. What are we up to for rare essence before we open the limited? 21? Oh, man, we got so far to go. So far to go. All right, let's go back to the limited one. So one of these was a 5-star box, right? 5-star. And then the other one was the free one, by the way. If you didn't get your free box yet, yeah, there we go. Just a raffle ticket. I don't know what the raffle tickets are for, but we've got some raffle tickets. And then here we go. What's this one? Ooh, 5 limited, baby. There we go. There we go. So there we go. That's our essence. There's one, Stockton. Who do you have, Mike? Mavs or OKC, or is that answer coming tomorrow morning? I think if OKC is healthy, 100% healthy, right now, I would give a slight edge to OKC. But I'm not saying that in a spicy way that is like, I hate Dallas. I think Dallas right now, I would say probably the second team that I feel the most comfortable with in the West. I like Houston, but I think Houston's probably going to be like OKC this year, where they get into the playoffs, probably a tough out. Maybe they get out of a round and then get bounced. And then who is the 4 seed? I forget already. Who did we say is the 4 seed? Oh, Memphis. Memphis, I think, could be feisty too. But I think I would rank them. Oh, for tomorrow's game, I think I'm taking Dallas. I'm going to take Dallas in that game. Unless we get like a 40-point game from J-Dub. I'm going to call it. If J-Dub goes off, I'm taking OKC, but which I know is not really take. But I think Luka's going. I think Luka is going to Vegas, baby. Vegas. I'm so excited about that game. You want to know why? Because either way, whoever wins, I get to see either Luka and Kyrie in person, or I get to see SGA and J-Dub in person. And iHeartRadio. Either way. All right, let's start. Maybe we do. You want to be a 2-sport athlete today with this pick'em? Let's be a 2-sport athlete. Jalen Brunson over 25.5. Let's book it. I like that. Over 25.5. What's Scotty's threes? Maybe I want to say he's been taking so many threes a game, right? So many threes a game. Do you guys have any takes for today? I am starting with Brunson 25.5 points. There's going to be, I want just so many overs in this game. You know what? Let's do it. Let's hit the slider. We're going to say 2.5 threes. 2.5 threes for Scotty Barnes. Will there be an NBA Cup daily contest on SORARE? I think it's just going to be a normal daily thing. Like they'll have it. I don't think there's a special. Grady Dick overs. All right, let's see. What's Dick at? Let's get that big dick. 15.5 points. Let's do it. 15.5 points. I like it. I like a lot. You want to do a little NFL too? Maybe we do a little slider. Like this game should go nutso, right? What's CeeDee Lamb's reception? 6.5. I feel like maybe I feel like he's gonna get like this. Let's boost this up. I know it's Cooper Rush. 8 catches, and then let's do Jamar Chase. What's Jamar Chase's catches? First quarter TD? No, we're not doing that. Ferguson is back. He should clear 40 yards. You think Ferguson? Well, you want to go Ferguson? For 36.5. Oh, no, that's not it. 36. You want to do that instead? All right. We can do this. All right. So 25.5 points for Scotty Barnes. 2.5. 25.5 for Jalen Brunson. 2.5 triples for Scotty Barnes. 15.5 points. CeeDee receptions, Ferguson yards. That's a 40xer, baby. 10 to win 400. All right. I think I got to do it on my phone. I don't think it's going to let me do it here. Let me see. Maybe it will. But is it going to VPN me, bro? It VPN me, bro. All right, I'm going to do it on my phone. If somebody else is tailing this too, you can put it in the chat. But let's remind the people. So we did Lamb. We slid Lamb's receptions up to 7.5, so we get a little boosty boost. We said Ferguson over 30. Ferguson makes me nervous, but I like it. I trust you. You're a fan. 36.5. We said Grady Dick over 15.5 points. 15.5 for G Dick. We also, what was the other one we had? Brunson. Jalen Brunson. Is that it? No, we're missing one. Brunson, Lamb, Scotty Barnes, 2.5 threes. I like the Barnes thing. He's trying to take like 7 to 8 threes a game. I don't know. So maybe he hits 3 of them. Maybe he goes through. And like Knicks suck at defense. We're going to do 15 to win 605. Let's do it. There we go. That's our NBA bit pick 'em of the day. Exciting. Not that we're going to stop using Underdog, but we're going to be bouncing over starting our next NBA bit. We're partnering up with our guy over at IKB, which we did the end of last season. They've got some new tweaks. It's also way more US friendly. You can use PayPal. You don't have to figure out Blast or whatever that crypto was. It's just like straight cash, homie. So we'll be firing that up starting on Wednesday, which is pretty good. So get excited for it. But I think that's going to be it. Reminder, 4 p.m., a little live before lock over on, I don't know why I did this. I don't know. I'm using air quotes wrong. Live before lock on our Elite Fantasy Hoops channel. Again, if you haven't subscribed, go do that. The NBA bid will be back on Wednesday and then again on Friday. We got a new episode of Hoop Sense coming out early next week. And then, yeah, dude, let's go. This is your peer pressure call right now. Come hang out in Vegas. Let's go. I bet there's cheap flights. Probably not, but you should look. Just look. See what happens. Maybe you hit that pick'em tonight that we just crushed, 40x, and then check out JetBlue. All right? Come hang. All right, guys. Have a good Monday. We'll see you later this afternoon. We outskis.